Hey, what's going on everyone? My name is ISTAYBLASIan, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood black and Asian, and today this is probably going to be the first video you have ever seen by me. Thus, as you can tell from the title above or below, this is going to be a channel trailer. Typically I use this time to explain who I am, what I like, my history on YouTube, etc, but before we get into that, I'd actually like to tell you guys I have two commentary topics for today. The first topic is going to be the first time I smoked weed, and the second topic is going to be the first time I actually got high. But anyways, before we get into that, I'd actually like to jump back to introducing myself. So first and foremost, hi, my name's Tristan. Basically, I'm a dude who likes to smoke weed, and you know, I have a personality, so I said, why not make a YouTube channel? As far as current YouTube channels I've had, this isn't my first one, believe it or not, and my last YouTube channel was Sriracha. I got about 1.3k, but who's counting numbers, right? But yeah, I really wanted to make a new YouTube channel because I was currently inspired by one of the godly YouTubers of the quote-unquote weed Call of Duty community, if you will, Xcode. I've been watching him since he had like 2k, back when my boy Hazy Ways knew Yamsure, and Yamsure was doing like dual comms with like Hazy Ways and Xcode, and I really liked the whole weed YouTube commentary thing. Like, it was just so amazing to me because everybody has their own stories, you know, everybody smokes weed. Well, not everybody, but everybody that does smoke weed has their own stories, has their own experiences, and I thought, hey, why not? Why can't I just bring mine to the YouTube table? But yeah, anyways, enough of that. Let's jump right into my commentaries that I have for you today. Alright, the first commentary, as I said, it's going to be the first time I've ever smoked weed, and yeah, the setting for this story slash commentary would basically be my friend's house, my good old buddy. I'm gonna call him David for some reason. If you do by any chance watch this, bro, leave your say that's me or something like that in the comments. But yeah guys, the first time I ever smoked weed was with my friend David and Mark. I'm gonna call him Mark, and basically it's a really wild goose chase. Pretty much we ran around my entire city for about I would say like 6 hours. By the end of the day, my little thing on my phone said I'd like walked like 6 fucking miles basically just trying to find weed, and we had been looking for weed like all that week. Nobody had weed. It was one of those dry spells where nobody was selling, nobody was slanging that dope, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we finally found someone, and he was actually not that far away, but you know, since we were on a wild goose chase, we were like, fuck it dude, this is our last stop. If we don't get weed today, we should all just call it a day. But yeah, he actually came through, and we went to him. And keep in mind, I was fairly new to buying weed because it was like the first time I've ever smoked, so I didn't know how much this shit would cost. We were readily available. We had 60 bucks, and we were just down to throw it down, you know? We were gonna do what it does. So basically we paid this guy 60 bucks. Keep in mind, 60 fucking dollars for 1 gram. He was hyping it up. He was like, this is some dope shit, some hydroponic shit, man, this will get you faded. And it was like, it looked really good actually, now that I'm thinking about it. It had orange hairs, you know, it was pretty frosty. But 60 bucks for 1 gram, you know, I've obviously learned my lesson since then, and I can say I was pretty much a fucking dumbass for doing that shit. But anyways, we got the weed. We didn't have anywhere to smoke, so people of my local town know this place as the Rabbit Hole. It's basically a bridge that everyone smokes under, or there's also some little tunnels over there where people lose their virginities apparently. But anyways, back to the story. We go to the Rabbit Hole, we spark up. Keep in mind we have a can because it's the first time. We don't have any bowls, we don't have any bongs, we don't have anything like that of the sort. We were smoking out of a classic Coke can. I got my first good hit and felt nothing. Why? Because my friend David basically threw the weed out into the fucking water. Keep in mind, we're under a bridge, so basically the runoff from our state or town goes through here into a local river. And yeah, it had been raining since the day before that, and he just threw the weed into the water. Basically, I looked at this guy and I was like, what the fuck just happened? I asked him, and he was like, oh dude, I heard some sirens, man, I can't go back, I can't go back. I don't know if he'd been on probation or anything like that, but he got pretty spooked and threw our entire bag of weed in the water. Not just the bag, the bud was pretty much in the fucking water. So he just threw 60 bucks into the fucking water. And I was pretty pissed, pretty disappointed, went home and I was like, I'm never smoking weed again. But as you can tell from this channel slash me, that obviously didn't stop me from smoking weed again. But yeah, that was the first time I ever smoked weed. On to the next story about the first time I've ever gotten high. Alright, the setting for this story slash commentary is basically going to be in my friend, I'm gonna call him, let's call him Josh, my friend Josh's house. And yeah, everyone was gone from his house, his little brother, his mom, his dad, everyone was gone. It was like the perfect scenario for me first time getting high. Sounded Irish there for a second, but anyways, back to the story. The first time I got high with my friend Josh, as I said, pretty much he had gotten some pretty good shit apparently, because it blew my fucking mind, as you can probably tell from my first time getting high. He was my most experienced friend at the time as far as weed goes. You can go ahead and comment your, like, say you're down there in the comments if you are watching this video, bro. I'm gonna share this with all my immediate friends, by the way. But anyways, the first time I smoked weed with him was pretty fucking awesome, but there were some downsides. We didn't have a bowl because it was still my first time like really getting into anything like this. So, you know, he has his weed, we don't have anything but a lighter, and I was like, I did my thing on YouTube. Quick little search, how to smoke when you don't have a piece, and I came across a video that said how to make an aluminum tin foil whatever pipe. And you know, I'm pretty artsy fartsy, so I was like, let's do this shit. 2 seconds later, I have like a perfect Sherlock Holmes pipe made from tin foil. We spark up. 3 hits in, keep in mind, 3 hits in, I said I was done. I was like, I'm done. I can't go on. I just can't. My lungs couldn't take it, and I passed it to my friend Josh, and he was just like, man, you're not even as high as you think you are. Pretty much, my trip as far as my first high was almost psychedelic. I didn't know what to expect from weed since I'd never gotten high before, but oh, am I glad that I got high. I'm not really recommending people get high, but my first experience was just so mind-opening. Pretty much, I was facing his bed, he was at his desk, he passed it to me, and yeah, I took my first inhale, my second inhale, I was like, this is feeling weird. Third inhale, I leaned back, and I felt like my back was against the floor, but it was actually the wall. I was like losing my fucking mind. If I closed my eyes, the best way I could describe this was, if you guys are Star Trek fans or have seen them jump, you know, their hyper jumps in the movies, you know, where the stars, they were standing still for a second and then they would turn into lines as they went forward in time because they jumped. That was what it was like whenever I closed my eyes, basically. It was pretty fucking awesome. I'd never trade it for anything, and I'm really glad that I know this person to this day. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy this commentary, feel free to leave a like and a comment below telling me your favorite time or first time smoking or whatever, and I'll be sure to reply because I really like hearing what you guys have to say. I know this video is my first video, so it probably won't get very many views, but yeah guys, follow me on Facebook and Twitter if you guys want to know when I upload. And yeah, this has been ISTAYBLASIAN, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.